Hi, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Let's just start off with your name and faith.
Okay. My name is Brittany Christiana, and I'm a Pentecostal, which means that most of our religion is based off of the Holy Spirit.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, what led you to your faith?
Well, as a child, my mom was a big influence, and my grandparents were a big influence of my religious background, and they were always pushing me to go to church and stuff like that. So I was a common goer, I guess, and just being in a healthy community in my church, it just led me to be stronger, more stronger throughout the years, throughout my faith.
What led you to go from a follower of the faith to like a preacher?
Well, I'm not a preacher, but I was a youth leader, and then I was also a Sunday school teacher for preschool to 2nd grade. And the youth leader came about first. I was offered the job just because I was going to church for so many years with my youth group, and being one of the oldest in the class, my pastor actually was inspired by my leadership skills, I guess you could say. And all the littler kids kind of looked up to me, and they kind of looked at me as like a role model and stuff like that. And I kind of took that on personally too, so it was kind of like a joint thing.
Helped me, yeah.
Yeah. So.
How do you think you developed being a youth leader?
How I developed that? Do you mean like how it helped me develop?
Yeah.
I think it helped me a lot, actually. I grew much stronger in my faith after learning like much more, obviously, than what I would learn by just sitting in class. I would have to know the material to teach it. So learning more and the knowledge behind it was actually very interesting, and it grew me to be stronger in my faith.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You said your faith is based on the Holy Spirit.
Mm-hmm.
What are your take on the topic of if God exists, why does He allow evil?
Well, not necessarily that He allows evil, but in my faith we believe that, like the story of Adam and Eve, we kind of brought, as the human species, we kind of brought it upon ourselves. But He gave us the choice, and the choice is what makes us bring about good or evil. So evil, in a sense, is human beings' choice, and for that we have to kind of either lean on Him, God, or kind of go against Him. But most who tend to go against Him, they don't know of Him in the correct sense. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
If someone was leaning away from the faith, what is something, advice or anything that you would try and lead them back towards their faith?
I mean, just know that everything happens for a reason. This is all part of God's plan, and if you keep holding on to that, then I'm sure then your faith will just grow, and you'll always see that in the end everything turns out the way it's supposed to, or it's funny how things turn out. That's not coincidence, it's God. Yeah.
Has there ever been a time in your life when you've kind of slipped?
You mean like lost my faith?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a time. My father actually, he committed suicide a couple of years ago, and that was a big shock to me, and it was kind of like the good and evil thing.
Yeah.
It was kind of like, why would God let this happen? Like, what in the world possessed, like him to think like this was okay to take away my dad, and I was angry and all sorts of things, and it's very natural to be angry at God, I've learned, and stuff like that with different colleagues at church and stuff like that. But yeah, I definitely bounced right back with the community I had, which was good, but that was definitely a struggling time for my faith.
So it's usually like faith help, not faith, community helps like develop your faith a lot more?
Definitely, definitely. The more positive people that you have around you, the positive your life is going to be.
Well, I think that's good. So, thank you.
All right, thank you.